Hey, it's Christine again. I want to apologize for the mess on the counter here. I have not cleaned, and here I have a video showing my dirty kitchen counter. Anyway, trying to get myself back on track. During the honeymoon with the 2.5 weeks in the car doing nothing but driving, I got back on the Mountain Dew again, and that's been my worst vice. I hadn't touched it in 1.5 years, and now I'm trying to get to where I can stop drinking it again. Unfortunately, it's highly addictive for me, and it doesn't do any good for my blood sugars. It doesn't do any good for my weight, although I am starting to get some weight off again, getting some energy back after almost catching pneumonia. So today is going to be stair climbing and biking before I go to work. Anyway, and I'm talking about climbing up and down regular stairs, not a machine. I don't have one. One of the things I'm trying to do, though, is, well, let me show you this first. I was pretty happy. I got this off of Amazon, and I wasn't going to talk about this, but it's actually pretty cool. I got a 4-tray sprouter for making sprouts, and I should have been properly planning this. The sprouter came from Victorio Kitchen Crop. It was like 15 bucks. So that's what it ends up looking like, and as you can see, I'm having a really good result on all 4 trays. I've been running this 2 days. All you do is fill the after you start the seeds, which I started them in just recycled little containers. I let them soak for about 5 hours for the small ones, which are a mixture of alfalfa and red clover. Was the batch that I picked. The other one, the bean ones, the larger seeds, I went overnight and just let them soak. And then I stuck them in the trays and rinsed them, and then filled the bottom tray with water and just stacked all of these. And so every time I've been filling the bottom tray every morning, rinse it out, put in new water, and then I'll take the bottom seeded tray, stick it on top, and just keep rotating them, and it's doing really well. And like I said, this thing was like 15 bucks or somewhere in there. Well worth it. I'm very happy. I like sprouts, and I don't like paying $4 for a little pint container, and you don't know if somebody who's touched it has washed their hands or anything like that, because you hear a lot of people getting like E. coli and salmonella from alfalfa sprouts they buy at the store. This thing's a worthwhile investment. And then at the same time from Amazon, there's a company called the Sprout House, and I got their sampler pack, and they have different mixes of sprouts. They'll have like mung bean seeds. They've got different seeds. They have lentils, the alfalfa. They've got all sorts of things in here. And of course directions on there, but I think this was like $18 for this. And yeah, I can get, I mean, I have amaranth, I have quinoa, I have chia seeds, I have all sorts of seeds here. So I can do my own, but I thought I'd try the sampler pack too, just to get myself started and see what it was all about. And I've taken a taste of a couple of seeds that have been sprouting already, and they taste really good. So I'm happy with that. And on to the kombucha, which I have used before to try and get myself to stop drinking the Mountain Dew. And it has worked, but the problem is that these bottles are like, $4 each at Cub Foods. So I have several bottles now. I bought a bunch. Some of the flavored ones that I could take to work easy. This one's going to work with me tonight. It hasn't steeped long enough. I mixed orange and mango juice in with it. But the reason why I bought a couple of bottles of the organic raw was because I wanted to start my own SCOBY, which is a mixture of bacteria and yeast. It can be called a mushroom, and there was one YouTuber, I forgot who went through this big process of restarting a SCOBY from a purchased bottle like these, and she was claiming that they were all fungus and mushrooms and had no idea that the acronym includes the word bacteria. They're not mushrooms, they are bacteria and yeast. So I'm waiting right now for the tea to cool enough that I can pull the bags out. I have a green and white tea in there, 4 bags. This is going to be a whole half gallon after it's done. So what I did is I took one of these bottles when they're in the store and in the refrigerated section, the SCOBY, the mother inside has stopped growing and the fermentation process has halted because of the cold. So what I did is I took these 2 bottles of the plain kombucha. You don't take stuff that has flavorings in it. And I stuck them in the mason jar, and I covered the mason jar and let it sit on my counter for 7 days. And I actually have a very good, SCOBY in here. I could have probably let it sit and get a little thicker, but I also wanted to be able to drink some of the tea that was in there. I don't have enough tea for that half gallon, so I can actually take, what the one lady said is to take equal parts of apple cider vinegar instead. It's going to affect the flavor, but I have the apple cider vinegar with the mother in it, so I actually drink that with tea anyway, so I don't mind the flavor at all. So what I'm going to be doing is transferring this into that bottle. The only thing is that there's so many people who have been saying that you have to go through this big process to get this thing to start growing. All I did was I shook this up. Well, I opened it first, reclosed it, shook it, gently opened it again. They say not to shake it, and the one lady was really mistaken. She's like, well, it's because they don't want you to drink the bits of the mother in there and get the health benefits, and it's conspiracy. No, they don't want you to shake it, because if you do and you open it up, it's going to blow everywhere. I've had this happen. This ferments. It gets carbonation in there. So I had shook it up after opening it, shook it and opened it again gently, and just poured it in here. I poured both bottles in here, and then I covered it with one of my husband's baking towels and taped it over the bottle and stuck it in the dark corner over there and just let it sit. So that's going in here, and then that's going to sit in the dark corner for a while. It can be from 7 to 30 days. I already have the sugar in there. The sugar will be eaten up by the yeast during the fermentation. And then I'm going to make up some more bottles where I'm going to have like pineapple, and I've got some blueberries. I'm going to try blueberry cinnamon, and I'm going to try ginger lemon. So I'm just on to brewing my own. And of course this is going to have the flavor I crave, but of course the sugars will have been eaten up quite a bit, and so the calorie content is going to be lower, plus the probiotics and everything else in here is going to be just a lot healthier for me. So I just thought I would kind of get into that a little bit and let you guys know what was happening. Hopefully I can get myself back in order. My whole neck is really bad. I can't turn my head very well. I have not gone to the neck surgeon yet. The nerve block did nothing. So, you know, it's harder yet to lose weight. I tried to grab, you know, I really can't lift weights because I tore the tendons in my right hand when I fell on the first day of the honeymoon. And the left hand, of course, you know, I've got nerve damage running down that arm. So even last night I grabbed one of those little folding wood tables, and something misfired in my hand and I flung the table across the room without, it just happened. It just slipped right out of my hand and there it went. So yeah, lifting weights isn't as much, and I used to love lifting weights. So I got to come up with some other ideas, but that's where I sit. And once again, I apologize for the mess. Hopefully you guys got some information out of this video. It's not mushrooms. It's not a conspiracy. And you don't need to go through a gigantic process to get the kombucha to start growing again once you got it from the store. And it's a lot cheaper to spend $4 than $20 from some online site. So anyway, you guys have a fantastic night. Blessed be everybody.